Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing great today. I hope everybody's doing well. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. Probably gonna be a hot day. That old Florida sun, it's starting to get up, starting to warm up. But right now, we have a real nice breeze coming through the shop. So we're gonna take advantage of it, get out here this morning, and I've got a couple parts in for the GT, and got a major part in this morning, so let me show you what that is. All right, got us a pretty good sized box here from good old Rock Auto. I guess we got a box inside a box. All right. Got us a new recovery tank for the GT over there. The old tank wasn't leaking, but I had got to looking in some of the corners on the old tank, and I'll show you in the video. Looked like it was spider webbing, like it was getting cracks inside. Now, it wasn't leaking, but I said, you know what? I'm putting all the hoses and everything on it. Let's go ahead and replace this. This is a Dorman. I hope it holds up well. I've seen some aluminum ones, but I'm kind of trying to keep the factory stock look. So I went with this Dorman. I hope it holds up. You know, Dormans, some things they make real good, and some things I don't think they make so good. But anyways, this thing was like 86 bucks by the time it got to the door. So, yeah, like I said, the other one been on the car. It's a 04, so it's been on there since 04. That's the beauty of knowing the people that owned the car before you. And I happen to work with the individual that actually owned this car. So, yeah, that's a good thing to have. But anyways, yeah, this looks pretty good. So no cracks, no internal cracks, looks like. And maybe that's normal for the other one, but I said, heck, you know, we're gonna get another one. Also, I got some other parts as well. All right, guys, so some of the additional parts that we got, other than the recovery tank here for the radiator, I got a pinion seal here, and also I got a crush sleeve for the 8.8 pinion. When I took the drive shaft out, for some reason it didn't leak. The pinion didn't leak until I took the drive shaft out, and now it's leaking. So I want to take the pinion off of the 8.8 rear end. So I got a seal and a new crush sleeve. I want to check out that pinion bearing. I suspect it might have something going on with it. But anyways, we want to check it out. I'll eventually take that rear end apart because it has a slight whine the few times that I drove it on the coast side. In other words, when you take your foot off the gas and she starts slowing down, I heard a slight whine. If the pinion bearing's going bad, I'm assuming that could cause it. But I wanted to take a look at that. So got the crush sleeve, got the pinion bearing. And another thing I bought, I don't see a problem with this yet, but a lot of people talk about this. This grommet it goes from the filler neck to the gas tank. I've seen where a lot of people say they have to replace this. And actually, whenever I put the pushrod engine in the 2000 here, I took the stock V6 tank out, which I don't think there's no difference in the tanks between the GT and the V6, but and I put a Fox body tank under there for various reasons. Because of the way the fuel pump mounted in the tank that come in this car versus the Fox body, it was a better fit for what I wanted to do. So that I bought a brand new Fox body tank, went right in, no problem, and it was able to hook it up, plumb it like I wanted it plumbed. Even used the old Fox body sending unit, hooked it right up to the gauge, works perfect. So all that worked out. And I had to replace that grommet because when I took the tank down, it was weathered and cracked and everything. So I already have a little experience with that. But anyways, that's some of the parts we got. The next part that I want to get, the electric fan. The beauty of knowing the previous owner, the electric fan, he had not too long replaced that. We'll clean that up. The radiator is not leaking. It was not leaking, but it's the factory radiator. So I've replaced the heater hoses, and I've got all the new water hoses, new water pump. You know, we're doing what we can with this thing because I told you I want to take it on long trips. I'm doing all I can do to keep me from being on the side of the road. So we've got a new intake as well. We also changed out that tube, the crossover tube that comes to the back of the intake and hooks to the heater hose. We changed that out when we put the new intake on. And there's a whole video on all of that. So we're doing what we can do to keep this thing from being on the side of the road. Still got a lot more to do, but hopefully next week I can order the radiator. Once the radiator comes in, we'll be pretty much ready to fire this thing off. I want to take it over to my uncle's and put it on the rack. I want to pull the pinion off, see what's going on with that leak, see if we can get that figured out. And even if we have to just temporarily fix it and then have to go back in the rear end later, I don't want it leaking all over my shop. Put the exhaust on it, button a few things up underneath, and we'll see if we can get this thing fired up. Some of you guys has commented. I've talked to some of you guys, even on Facebook, on some Facebook pages for Mustangs, and a couple guys said that they were following what I'm doing on this car. And that's for the update for some of you that, you know, are watching the videos and following along on this restoration project, I guess we could call it here. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this short update, just give you guys an update on where we're at, what we're doing, and hopefully what we'll be able to do here in a week or two. Okay, guys, I know you see my lights, they're still in the box and not on the rafters, and there's a reason for that. I am on a budget, just like you know, a lot of people. I'm on a budget, and being on that budget, I had a major appliance breakdown in the house, so we had to take care of that. That appliance was pretty expensive, and so that took away from our budget. I know I keep talking about these lights. Seems like I'm never going to get them up, but we've recovered from replacing that appliance. So we're going in the next couple days, maybe even today, and we're going to buy some of the stuff to get the lights hung up and see if we can get them turned on. Guys, I've told you before, you know, life gets in the way. I'm on a budget. I'm very fortunate that my wife lets me do the things with these cars and stuff that I do. So I'm very fortunate for that. And she needed an appliance in the house, and there's no way I was going to tell her, oh, you got to wait. There was no way. The stuff that she's let me do to this point, no way. So I'm very fortunate to have a wife that she actually, my wife actually bought quite a bit of stuff for this car. She supports what I do. The transmission that's in that car, my wife bought that transmission behind my back, and she bought it for Christmas one year. Those rims that you see on that car right there, my wife bought those for my Christmas one year. So Guys, I'm very fortunate to have someone support me and believe and enjoy and knows I enjoy doing this stuff. I'm very fortunate, and I thank her from the bottom of my heart as well. So I'm very lucky in that situation. So when her appliance broke, we went out, we got the one she wanted, and I didn't want her to have to choose something less. I wanted her to have what she wanted, and she got it, and I'm glad she did. So guys, that's the story with the lights, but we're going to go get the stuff. We've recovered from that. Bar any other big appliance or major breakdown, we'll have lights pretty soon. So guys, for those of you that watch the channel, thank you for watching. Those of you that have subscribed to the channel, thank you for subscribing. We got some events coming up that I'll be covering in the near future. If you like some of the things that we put on this channel, whether it be the Mustangs or, you know, some of the places I visit and I throw on here, some of the events I go to, or even the old Cub Cadets. There'll be a few more Cub Cadet things and antique tractors coming on this channel. If you enjoy all that stuff, if you would, please subscribe, because I appreciate every one of you subscribers from the bottom of my heart. Those of you that watch the videos, like the videos, and those that you have subscribed, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I would ask you, if you see something that I need to improve on, surely put it down in the comments, because I read every comment and I answer them. So at this point, I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys that have watched me take the baby steps from the beginning to get to this point. I know I can still do some improvement, and I'm trying. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the subscribers, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. So thanks, guys.